Does Mr. Ebling have a ice hold?
No, Your Honor, he does not.
Thank God. Okay, at this time, court calls cause number 2019-6797. Richard Ebling, announcement of council, please.
David Nunez for the state, Your Honor. State is ready.
Jose Trochet, on behalf of Mr. Ebling, we are ready, Your Honor.
Good. I think we're waiting for Mr. Ebling.
All right. Hello. Brecken sent me a whole bunch of stuff. I haven't had a chance to look at it. Hence the mystery stream. Let's see what we've got. Let's go on this here journey together, shall we?
We're waiting for him. Mr. Ebling, good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am. How are you doing?
Very good, sir. How are you today?
Fine, ma'am. Just good.
Good. Do you see and recognize your attorney, Mr. Trochet, on the screen, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Mr. Trochet, do you see and recognize your client as the defendant in this case?
I do, Your Honor.
Very well. Let the record reflect that both have recognized each other. This is a bond hearing, Mr. Trochet, so you may proceed.
Thank you. Your Honor, Mr. Ebling was on probation for assault, family violence in misdemeanor court, and he and the complaining witness in the first case, who is also the complaining witness in this case, got into an altercation. He has now been charged in your court with assault, family violence as a felony. Mr. Ebling is employed, Your Honor. He has got a job waiting, and he has a place to live. I've been in contact with his family, which is his mother. She lives in Las Cruces, and she's willing, and I can provide, of course, an address and so forth. In any case, Your Honor, I also contacted the complaining witness, and I will tell the court that this is a very strong lady. She came to my office. She signed a statement of non-prosecution, which I forwarded to the state. Notwithstanding that, she tells me in no uncertain terms, and I've conveyed this to Mr. Ebling, that she wants nothing else to do with him again, and he has complied. In other words, he understands that, and he's going to stay away from her. We have also, Your Honor, we have also engaged. I'm sorry?
Somebody.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I can't hear. They're talking.
I can't hear either. Shh. Deputies, shh, I can't hear. Go ahead, Mr. Trochet.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Your Honor. And we have also sent a email here recently to the prosecutor. Mr. Ebling, you know, by the way, Your Honor, at the time that he was arrested on this new charge, he also had a controlled substance under a gram on his person. So what we had offered in this case, we had suggested is that, first of all, he denies that there was any sort of strangulation in this case, and he would not plead guilty to that. However, he is willing to plead guilty in this case to the possession and the revocation of the misdemeanor probation.
Just received international attention.
International attention.
Just do his time and stay away from this lady. In the meantime, we'd like to get a PR bond, Your Honor, so we can go.
I just had to cheat and throw Derek White in there.
Go back to work, and until such time as we can work out the details of a plea, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Nunez, can you offer something to Mr. Trochet that he can take right now, a package deal, so we can wrap it up?
Yes, Your Honor. And I did want to elaborate a little bit about this complaining witness in this case, Your Honor. The complaining witness, while she did sign a non-pros, she's told us recently this month that she is still terrified of the defendant, but she signed a non-pros.
Is he bouncing up and down, or is that like an artifact of the video, or what's going on here?
Because she's hoping that he will leave her alone. She also expressed at the time some discontent with our office, saying, you know, we weren't helping her, and we kind of had to talk to her and tell her, yes, we are going to help you. We are helping you. We are here for you. She is on board to prosecute. Like I said, Your Honor, she is afraid that Mr. Ebling will start doing meth again and possibly come after her. And that's where we're at on it. As far as the recommendation that Mr. Trochet proposed, I'm not inclined to accept that offer or accept that just yet, Your Honor. I'd like to make more contact with the complaining witness in this case, as well as maybe talking with Ivan about it. But given that she is the complaining witness in the previous assault family violence case, Your Honor, which he was convicted on, I don't see right now me offering some sort of sweetheart deal, Your Honor.
What is your position regarding a bond then?
I'm sorry, what's the bond at, Your Honor?
What is your position regarding a bond in this case?
Yes, Your Honor. What's the bond at right now, Your Honor? That's what
is it, Mr. Castañeda?
Judge, I just want to let you know that there are two cases. One case is not on the docket. The other case is 2020 0D00126.
What is that charge?
I believe it is.
Yeah, Andrew, we don't want to start any rumors or anything, but that's possible.
A possession.
What's this?
This is
That's
a
the one
possession.
where you arrested.
We'll call that a Ricada appearance.
Mr. Trochet, do you represent him on the 126 as well?
I do, Your Honor, and I had thought we had set the hearing on both of these cases.
No.
They're both in your court.
Okay, well, we're on the record on that one too. Ms. Becky, put it on the docket, put it and make sure that when we schedule it, he's got two cases. And that's possession of a controlled substance. I'm presuming that's the meth.
Yes, Your Honor.
Possession. Okay. Okay. So what are the bonds set at right?
On the 2019 case, Judge, the bond is 10,000 cash or surety. On the 2020 case, the bond is 1,500 cash or surety.
Okay. Okay, and he's been in jail since when?
November 16th, ma'am. And I've also worked in the kitchen. I got 1,300 hours.
Good.
Being a baker and trustee in the kitchen. I do have a letter that Ms. Montes just recently have written to me on the date is 4/19/20.
Who's Miss Montes?
She is the
Oh, he's in the honor dorm. That's cool.
I'm sorry?
She's the person that this is all with, that she's supposedly scared and, you know, all sorts of stuff, ma'am. I have not written to her. I don't have any contact with her, but she keeps, this is the second letter that she's written to me.
Does she tell you she loves you in that letter?
She says, okay. Why don't you say, I'm sorry for ever breaking you and ever making you cry, pushing you to the edge, for making you feel small and inadequate. Ever you never were. I'm sorry for hurting you emotionally, verbally, physically, in any way. I caused you pain or discomfort. All I wanted was to make you happy and to be your wife. Live a long, happy life. Montes 4/19/20 with a little heart, ma'am. I don't want anything to do with her, ma'am. Since I have been incarcerated, ma'am, my mom, she has gotten very sick, very ill. She was going to come visit me. She fell. She has got a back surgery.
Plus, I've decided to be gay for this day.
They didn't clean the wound right. She got MRSA in the wound.
Hang on. I don't need to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Hang on.
That's
Hang
right.
on.
Exciting and new.
Hang on. Okay. What did the first letter that this Miss Montes wrote you? What did that say? Does that one say she loves you and misses you and can't live without you?
This one was in December. And it talks about guys that she was with, her plethora of men that she talked to, Ruben, what can I say? He took me out, invited me to a Dallas Cowboys game. He was just an old rich man that drove a Corvette motorcycle, and all I wanted was what he had: a home, a life, vacations, money, good times, and no drama. And no, I never
I love it. Thank you, Brecken. We get Confessions of a 304 as read by an inmate. This is top notch.
fucked him. I didn't have to. We stayed at the Ramada because we went out to the clubs and we were all partying. So you can call me a gold digger if you want, but I believed in, I love her almost.
Gold digger.
I'm sorry, it's because they got mixed up. I love you with everything, I still do. But you can't be loved just like the song says.
Your Honor, Mr. Ebling, hang on a second. Your Honor, if
I say the words that she said, or
Sure. I need for you to tell me what went on.
that I'm not on that whole shit. I'm not with that whole shit.
I'm sorry to tell the court that I never was aware of these letters. I don't know why Mr. Ebling didn't let me know about it. We did have a jail visit at one point, but nonetheless, I'm glad that he has them, and I'm glad that he shared them with the court because I think they show some light on this case. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Nunez, I mean, you say you have a strong woman who's afraid is afraid, and yes, I love him. I love him. I went out with this person. He was rich. I didn't have sex with him. Oh, la, la. Okay, I'm sorry I pushed you to the edge. I'm sorry I did this to you. I'm sorry I did that. What the heck is going on, Mr. Nunez?
Your Honor, that's why I want to talk to the complaining witness myself, because that basically conflicts also with what our victim's advocate has told us that complaining witness has told her, which is, and I quote, and said that she has received death threats from defendant and that he continues to call her and tells her he will go after her. So yes, we have two different, it's a dichotomy, Your Honor, that we have to get to the bottom of. And I mean,
Actions speak louder than words, and her writing that letter speaks far greater than her alleging any supposed threats.
100%.
Yes, Mr. Ebling, talk to me.
Ma'am, all the phone calls are recorded, so there is no way that I ever said that I would ever hurt her. I have never, ever told her that I would hurt her.
When
I
was
never
the,
called her until when she wrote me the second letter, and I called her and asked her, what is it that you want? What do you want? And she, at first she was real nice, and then when I told her that I didn't read the first letter or the second letter, because all she does, she manipulates very, very badly. So I know in my heart, the reason I'm here was because I put her in front of my Lord. And that's what I told her. I don't want to be with you. I don't need to be with you. And she got very upset. Then she was gonna, I signed this paper, but screw you, I'm not gonna help you out. And I told her, look, I don't want your help. I just don't want anything to do with you. Against her, because if the restraining order would have been both ways to where she would get in trouble for contacting me, I have a lot of evidence, ma'am, a lot of emails, a lot of texts that I sent her and told her, you know what, leave me alone, leave me alone. We don't need to talk, but she kept on, she kept on, she kept on. I don't want to talk to her. I don't want anything to do with her.
save those texts for your attorney, okay?
Yes,
Save
ma'am.
those texts and show all this. You need to show all this
I didn't notice the heart on the folder. That's that's chef's kiss right there.
to your attorney, Mr. Ebling. Okay,
Yes,
now,
ma'am, to my property.
he's gonna reside in Las Cruces, Mr. Troche, is that what you told me?
Is that correct, Mr. Ebling? That's your mother's, you're going to reside with your mother there, right?
Yes, yes, ma'am. She, like I said, she had the back surgery. She can't walk, and she doesn't have anybody to take care of her.
Where, okay, I guess I can allow him, this is a PR bond.
You see, Joe, she got her back blown out. A lot.
Yes, Mr. Martinez?
Yes, Judge. As Mr. Nunez pointed out, the complaining witness reached out to our office on May 8th that she does feel in danger of the defendant. She does want to press charges. And looking at the case, Your Honor, one of the pieces of evidence from the case is a video that was taken of the complaining witness at the scene, in which she describes how the defendant choked her. And she stated that he's done this to her before. So, Judge, I understand that the defendant is saying that these letters are from the complaining witness. I just think in light of the severity of the charges in this case and how he has been convicted of assaulting her before, that we could, and I understand these letters, I think, obviously are very important to you. If we could have an opportunity to maybe have
You shouldn't be at work. It's Saturday.
reset this hearing, because obviously Mr. Nunez and I didn't know about these supposed letters. To have an opportunity to reset this hearing so that the complaining witness can be present for a hearing, so she can explain, yes, I did send those letters, or I didn't send those letters, or when I sent those letters, I was just trying to get him to leave me alone, or something. Because I think this, obviously,
You're leading her on, then, is what you're doing. I would like for you to subpoena the records and the phone calls from in here. Because I've never written her a letter. I've never have threatened her life. And that day, I don't understand how somebody can be very drunk and make a report, because she was really drunk that morning that you're seeing the video happen.
Mr. Ebling, let Mr. Martinez finish. Go ahead, Mr. Martinez.
So I understand. I understand. It's just we're here. I completely understand your position that obviously she's writing him these letters. She's not afraid of him. She wants to get back with him. I understand. I understand your thoughts on this, Your Honor. It's just on May 8th, she called our office telling us she was very afraid of him. She feels that if he were to get out, he would be a danger to her. And I understand that you want to explore these letters, but I just think before we take them on face value, that perhaps,
I take them on face value. I do. It tracks with reality. This is why men don't date. She seriously has the temerity to say, I got my back blown out so hard by the Corvette guy that I now want you to take care of me. That's welcome to men's world right there.
the complaining witness should have an opportunity to explain, yes, I sent those, or no, I didn't send those. Let me tell you why I sent those, or I don't know.
And Your Honor, just to add to that, what Mr. Martinez is saying, we also would have an opportunity to ask her, what number is he calling you on? That way we can go into the jail calls and actually investigate that and see, okay, what kind of calls are we talking about here?
Would you like my SO number?
Mr. Ebling, are you calling her from the jail?
I had called her when she wrote me on the 20th.
Okay, sir. Okay, so how many jail calls do you have between each other? Do you know by chance?
Probably about 5.
Okay, sir. Okay.
And the last one was me telling her that I don't need her help. Because she was like, oh, I signed this paper for you and with my recommendation, but my recommendation, you're going to listen to me and it's going to be under what I say. I told her, you know what? I don't need your help. I don't want your help. The first
That's on the
time.
jail calls? That's on the jail calls?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is what we're going to do.
I told her I do not want her help because I do not have anything to do with her, ma'am. I don't.
Okay. You know what? Okay, sir. This is what I'm going to do. Mr. Nunez, Mr. Martinez, I'm going to half give your request. I'm going to half grant your request. I want to hear those jail calls. That's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear from her. I don't want to hear from her. She could explain away those letters, but guess what? Actions and what you do when you think people aren't looking is critical and indicative. So I want to hear all those, and there's only 5. I want to hear those jailhouse calls. And then if after I hear those jailhouse calls, Mr. Trochet, I want you to please go out there, get these letters from Mr. Ebling, because I want to read them, email them to me. Between the letters and the jailhouse calls, if I want to speak to this complaining witness, then I will. Otherwise, I won't, and I'll make a decision by Monday or Tuesday of next week, whether you're released or not, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'll impose at this time, sir, you don't have any money to post a surety bond?
Yes, ma'am, I have $1,000 that I've come up with.
Okay, sir, good, good. Thank you for your honesty. Maybe I'll impose a little surety and then a PR component. If the jailhouse calls reflect what you're saying, and she's the one begging and manipulating and asking and, you know, all of that, and goading you and all of that, okay? And it doesn't portray somebody that's scared and afraid and, oh my God, he's gonna come kill me. He's threatened, he's gonna come get me and kill me and murder me. If it doesn't say that, because I don't understand why she would be speaking to somebody who's threatened to kill her, but that's a whole nother story.
Ironically, you're better off in front of a female judge when you've got a crazy woman involved, because women, they know their own and they just can't tolerate it. To their credit, they're like, oh no, I'm not sure yet, but let me see these jail calls. That's because, you know, I mean, you heard her.
I understand. I understand. She's a real big manipulator.
Okay, sir, I'm beginning to see that. And I think I believe you. So get those letters, Mr. Trochet, email them to me quickly over the weekend. How long is it going to take you to get the jail? What do you need information from Mr. Ebling for the jailhouse calls?
Your Honor, I will, and I just want to advise Mr. Ebling that I'll be sending somebody. As the court may know, I had an accident and broke my leg, but somebody will be there for Mr. Ebling on my behalf, and somebody will be there to probably Ray Velarde, whose office is with me. So he'll go out there and get the letters from you. We'll need that phone number that is being used.
Get a deputy in there. Get a deputy in there. Hang on a second, Mr. Trochet. Let me try to help you out. Sir, you look good, so I forgot you had a psych doctor. Where's the deputy? Is that Deputy Gomez?
Yes.
Can you do me, if this is against policy, I understand. So tell me, and my feelings won't get hurt. I don't take it personal. Can you scan those letters and email them to the court, Mr. Gomez, or you can't do that? There's 2 letters, 2 dates of letters. And if you can't do it, Gomez, I respect that you can't, and I'll have a lawyer.
Okay, yeah, let me, I gotta ask.
I don't know. I'm with the judge. I want to see the jail calls. I mean, this guy's also sitting in the can. He can be full of crap too. But those calls, exactly what the judge said. When she thinks nobody's listening, we're gonna know the truth from that.
My supervisor will think if I can do that. He says yes, I can. If not, then.
Ask him. No. Of course, I understand. I understand that, sir, and I'll accept a no. I'll accept a no, sir. I don't want to violate anybody's policy. Can you find out and let me know before the end of this session, Gomez?
Yes, ma'am. We'll find out.
And then we'll let you know, Mr. Trochet. If you want to stay on, you can stay on, and Mr. Gomez, go ask Mr. Gomez.
Yes.
Please. And that may save everybody a trip, and that'll be quick. What information, Mr. Martinez, do you need from the defendant regarding the jailhouse calls?
Well, what we need to know is the number that he called.
Okay.
Let me just verify.
My
We believe her number.
is 96. 96 04 109.
I think that's the SO number, right?
Yes, that's my SO number.
No.
The
What
phone
number?
you called her.
Oh, the number that I called to her, it's
Yes.
915 633 2598.
Okay.
What else do you need, Mr. Martinez?
No, that should be it, Your Honor. The only thing is, oftentimes these calls can be quite large. So I will try and figure out a way to send, because I don't know, like this could be 10 megabytes or something like that.
Well, let's not do that. If worse comes to worse, will you and I and Trochet and Judge Trochet will do a Zoom and we'll all hear him together.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That might even be easier. Yes, ma'am.
So whatever we need to do, that we don't have to utilize the jail time, we'll
Make
do
a
that, Mr.
transcript.
Crochet, okay?
That'll be a
Find
lot
out the-
faster.
The length of them and then the how long they are, and then we'll work something out.
Yes,
Okay?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Any
And I
further-
will email everybody once I believe that I've obtained all these jail calls, and we can proceed from there.
Excellent. Anything else, Mr. Martinez, Mr. Nunez?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Trochet?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Ebling, I hope if everything pans out, if you may be out by next week, if what you're telling me is wrong, you'll stay in there. Yes, Mr. Ebling?
I understand. There's also some text messages that my mother has that Ms. Montes had sent her when I first came in.
Okay,
So can I have her, do I have her send them to Mr. Trochet?
Yes,
Mr. Trochet, call the mother and get all the text messages.
I
Give me all.
will, Your
So
Honor.
you can read, because she was bothering my mother at the same time that all this was happening with her. And, you know, actually, my mom had called Mr. Trochet and asked him, hey, do I call her back? Because she asked for my information to put money on my books and send me an eye care, you know. And that was one of the conversations I told her, I don't need an eye care. You save your money, you take care of your kids.
And Your Honor, that is correct. I did call the mom and asked the mom, well, go ahead and ask her to call me. And that's how the lady ended up in my office to sign a statement on prosecution. Mr.
Okay,
Anthony
but
Silva
what is
called-
critical, Mr. Trochet, is her efforts with Mr. Ebling's mother to try to help Mr. Ebling, in spite of the fact she's in fear of her life.
Right, exactly. So I will get those text messages.
Exactly. That's what I want to. Okay. And we're
Thank
gonna
you,
share
Your Honor.
all the information. Thank you all. Goodbye. Have a good life, Mr. Ebling.
Thank
Let's
you,
see.
ma'am.
Do something. I think I heard everything I needed to hear. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a
Bye.
wonderful day.
All
Mr. Morrison, Travis Morrison, I know he's here.
I'm so lost without you.
Mr. Morrison, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Hey, if I could, I have a side note.
One moment. Mr. Morrison, one moment. Okay. Let your attorney speak and let's have some respect and courtesy. You
Oh, yeah,
you
no,
don't
you're
address
fine.
you
I
don't
was
address the court as saying, hey, okay? Let Ms. Miller speak. We'll give you an opportunity
Yes, sir.
to
My
tell
bad.
you whatever you
I
need to.
apologize.
All right, no problem. Go ahead, Ms. Miller.
I think we had an appointment set up, but I had trouble. I called and there was no answer or something,
Yeah,
so I
we
might
have-
need to get a new phone number. But then we do have depositions in Mr. Morrison's case set for January 16th of this month. He's currently set for trial on February 24th. If I can, maybe we could set him for that 4th date. Or we could just leave him set for trial and say jury selection is the next court date. Either one is fine with me.
All right, Mr. Morrison, what's going on?
For one, there's been 4 or 5 appointments that I've made, and it just always doesn't go through for some reason. But I don't know if it's communication on my side or their side or what. And also, that's an associate of my victim, Jason Cottret. So that's a conflict of interest. I'm just
Okay.
saying. So, because I got conflicted out like 4 times on an attorney for the same kind of thing.
Because Ms. Miller represents an
Always good to refer to your victim openly in court.
associate of the alleged victim.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what the
I don't
associate
know that
means.
that's a conflict,
But
but
Miss-
I'll look
it feels
into
like a
it.
conflict. I don't know why. Well, why is it a conflict with me and my victim had the same lawyer then?
That's certainly a conflict.
That's a conflict.
It feels like a conflict. I don't know why. Because you want to say something. It's stupid, but you want to feel smart. That's why.
When your victim are represented by the same attorney.
Well, there's like, I get that. Okay.
But the alleged victim may have hundreds or thousands of associates.
I'm just saying crosstalk and side banter. Someone that's directly came to me about this situation. So,
Is Mr. Cottret involved in your case in any way?
no.
Then I don't
I'm
think
not
that's
sure what
gonna
the
be
problem
something my
is.
office is gonna find a conflict with.
Okay.
I'll look into it though. I'll definitely research that and make the note.
Well, also,
I want to dumber down the ticket. I want to fight that.
the communication level, it's been like months and I have a very serious case and I can't even get a hold of it.
I know that I called, I know in my
One
notes.
moment, Ms.
I'm
Miller,
sorry.
what are you asking me, Mr. Morrison?
Well, I made appointments before the last court date and like called in and like as they were supposed to call, tried to make sure everything was everything, and still never got through to them. Then after the next court day, I've made 3 or 4 appointments. I still haven't heard anything really.
Are you asking me for some type of relief?
I just don't know. Like, I don't know.
So you don't know what you're asking me?
I'm asking, is there any form of representation I could get otherwise?
Okay, so you're asking me to discharge Ms. Miller?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you raise your right hand for me.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Morrison, tell me why you believe I should discharge Ms. Miller, why you believe she's not rendering effective assistance to counsel.
Well, it's been months and all I've heard is my court date. I don't know what's going on with anything.
One moment, slow down.
Well,
I'm not,
she said
I'm not, one moment.
Okay,
I'm not as intelligent or fast as you, so you have to slow down and speak slowly to me,
No,
okay?
I apologize.
No problem. So tell me what's going on.
Well, like a few months ago when we talked one time and she said that she was going to pull evidence. She was going to see if there was any more evidence, blah, 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 blah. And I never heard about that. I never heard anything else. And it's not that I feel that she's not capable of doing the job. It's just, I feel that I haven't had any communication and like, you know, the effect that this case could have on my life.
All right, so you're saying you want to discharge Ms. Miller because the communication challenges?
Yeah, communication and just, I don't know, just negligence, I guess. But it's probably over like too many cases or something at a time, honestly. But I just don't know what to do about it.
All right, so communication issues, anything else?
No, I guess, no, not really, because I received my discovery a year ago. So there's nothing else besides communication that really is involved. Well, I'm about to go to trial next month and I don't even know where we're at with it.
Okay. All right, Ms. Miller.
I guess it's my understanding, it sounds like this is sort of a Nelson hearing.
Yeah, I'm conducting the Nelson hearing. He
Correct, okay.
basically
What
wants
is
to
it?
Right, and
One
so
moment, Mr.
I
Morrison.
apologize.
just with that in mind, just so that that's clear
Yes.
before I disclose anything in communications and any of that.
You don't need to disclose the nature of the
Okay.
communications, only if you all have had communications since,
Okay.
as he said, y'all spoke months ago, and you said that you will review some evidence, and I take the blah, 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 blah as.
Well, no, there was
it-
supposed to be
These-
digital evidence that she was supposed to pull from the police department if there was any, and I just haven't heard anything about anything.
I have a
apologize.
note
I can't listen to both of you at the same time.
I'll stop talking. I apologize.
Okay.
I
on,
don't talk.
on August the 5th, we explained a possible issue. I explained the nature and the severity of the charge. He understood. I explained that the max was life, punishable with LPS of 37 months because he said he didn't know where we were. We agreed to a counteroffer that we made. We did make that counteroffer. Ms. Smith, who was before Mr. Patterson, declined that. And then we did discuss the potential cell phone extractions. I asked on August 14th, we explained that we hope to get those extractions. I told him to make an appointment so we could discuss them. I again reached out to Mr. Patterson. I don't know that we haven't obviously reached a resolution or we would be there. We do have those depositions scheduled for January. I have case notes that on November that he's tried to call our office and speak with me, but you do have to make the appointments to get me on the phone. So we did make an appointment, and I know that I tried to call him on December 17th. I tried twice at a scheduled time and I received no answer. There was no answer on the number that we called. I think I might have even had 2 different numbers and I tried them both. If I remember, I'm pulling that from memory, not from the note, but I know that I did try at least twice with no answer on the phone. And right now where we're at, obviously, is that we have the depositions now of some of the witnesses that were civilians, that one that's in custody and by Zoom on the 16th.
Okay, Mr. Morrison, anything else, sir?
I was aware there was any applicable witnesses besides my victim.
Okay.
So that's new information. Glad to have that. No, there's no more. I didn't mean to like be rude or anything. I
Are
was
you not,
just,
are you not being rude when you say certain things? I have an obligation to ensure that your Sixth Amendment right has been protected. Well, based on what I heard, I'm not going to find that Ms. Miller is rendering ineffective assistance to counsel.
that's fine.
If you want to continue in your request to discharge Ms. Miller, I have to inform you that you will not be entitled to another court-appointed attorney. You will have to hire an attorney or go about this on your own.
Okay.
All right. So
That's more what I was asking than anything. I just didn't know how to go about it.
okay. Well, we can come
Okay, that being no.
for trial management, and you can speak with Ms. Miller today and schedule an appointment. She has a few more matters she needs to address. If you want to just stay behind, we'll take a break and you can schedule an appointment with her today, okay?
All right.
I can even meet you if you wanted to wait outside. I can meet you out there and we can do
Okay.
that.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
All right, you'll sign the notice, Mr. Morrison. We'll come back February 6th. It'll be our plea and discovery cutoff.
And then next for the out of custody, I'm going to go finish that. I think I have a few that it might be in. Mr. Eric Harris.
Good afternoon.
Okay, and this is Mr. Harris. We did meet and I think we've made a potential, without admitting any kind of guilt or making any admissions, we have been in negotiations with the state. I did send a counter offer to Mr. Patterson. I think it was right before the holiday though, so I don't know that he's had time to review that in the case to fully tell us no, but at this point, obviously, we don't have that resolution, but if we could pass Mr. Harris's case to either the February or the March date, whichever Mr. Patterson thinks is more appropriate. It's
All
fine
right,
with
does
me.
this case involve a confidential informant? I'm looking at the charges.
Yes, Your Honor. And so this is one too, where if we don't resolve it, I think we might have to put those motions before the court and get some more information and start prepping it in the other direction.
All right,
So-
Mr. Harris, you raised your hand, sir? Yes, sir, I was acknowledging. I saw you raised your hand, so I was acknowledging you. What's going on?
I ain't seen the video yet, sir. I'm supposed to see my video. The Honorable Judge Smiley said I have the right to see my video before I take any plea deal or whatever. I just been trying to make sure it's right for me to take this deal before I see this video. I just need to see video or picture of me posted, sold anything though, sir.
Right, and the state has the right to extend a plea offer or not extend a plea offer. And the state, Mr. Patterson, I don't want to speak for the state, but what's your position on Mr. Harris observing the alleged buy from a confidential informant before he accepts your plea?
Mr. Harris is welcome to see that video, but at that point, we'll be set for trial and there will be no further pleas extended or negotiations past that point.
Okay.
And I have explained that just to preserve that on record. We have had this discussion, I think, but maybe it is helpful to hear it from.
And that's my understanding as well, Mr. Harris, not that you're an isolated case. There are a number of cases, not only here in Gulf County, but around the circuit. Some even around the state where some prosecutors take the position that they extend you a plea offer so they don't have to what's colloquially say burn the CI or have to disclose the CI. But if they take the position that if they have to disclose their confidential informant, then they are no longer engaging in any plea discussions, and that's their right. They don't have to extend a plea offer at all.
I was down for 36 months right now on probation, sir.
And that.
Or you can negotiate with me.
Well played. So now you outed yourself as a snitch and didn't get the benefit of it.
I mean, you can enter an open plea.
And that's obviously that is what I have sent to Mr. Patterson to consider, what I have already explained to the court. Mr. Harris sent the email. And that's what I was trying to say is he's going to look at that material, maybe decide yay or nay, and then we can decide how to go forward. But that has been sent to Mr. Patterson.
So my suggestion would be if we reset this for 2-4, I will look at the counter offer. If we accept the plea 2-4, great. If we don't, we'll set it for trial in May.
Right. So how about we do this, Mr. Harris? Let's come back next month. That'll give the state an opportunity to review your counteroffer 36 months probation, and they'll let you know whether or not that's something they're willing to do, and we can discuss that at our next court date, okay? You have any other questions? All right, so we'll come back February 4th at 1:30. Anything else, sir? All right, you sure? You keep giving me a look. If you want to watch the video, Ms. Miller can file a motion, and I promise you, I'll sign it before I leave this bench. But I can't.
I understand all of that, sir. But they just gave me a plea without me saying anything.
You haven't received any discovery?
I got to discover no video or nothing.
He's
haven't
gotten the materials. We have given him all of the materials. He was in my office. I've even printed and had the opportunity to print anything he didn't have.
I just got my discovery. That's all I got.
Okay, but you want
I ain't got no video or no picture. If I see anything like that, if I did a crime, I'm gonna do the time. So I just feel like just taking the plea without saying anything though.
I understand where you are and the frustration. And I told you, if Ms. Miller files the motion, I'll sign the order today compelling the state to disclose that information. I can't tell Mr. Patterson, though, that he has to keep his plea offer on the table. If he decides to take it off the table, that's the state's decision. So continue to talk to Ms. Miller about that. She'll talk to Mr. Patterson, and we'll come back next month to see where we are. And if we're at the position where I need to sign an order to compel the state to give you that information so you can watch the video or see a picture, I'll do so, okay?
Judge, that takes us to Brian Hunter. Judge, I have Brian Hunter, case number 24-189 CF. And Mr. Hunter will change his plea of not guilty to a plea of no.
Before we do that, is there a way we can reduce the controlled substance to something marijuana related for work purposes?
That's what marijuana is, a controlled substance.
Okay, well, that's not what it reads. It reads marijuana on the one charge, the other charge reads controlled substance, like I had cocaine or methamphetamine. It'll definitely make a difference for work purposes. It was a vape pen that is specifically for seizures. That is the most medical thing I had in that bag.
Under Florida law, I mean,
I just was making it.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how under Florida law, the substances you were in possession of are controlled substances, and that's the title of the charge, possession of controlled substance. And depending on what substance it is, determines if it's a third-degree felony or second-degree felony or higher, depending on the nature of the charge.
I want to dumber down the ticket. I want to fight that.
Sale related or possession with intent. That's how that breaks down. But as far as the title of the charge in Florida, it's possession of a controlled substance. So, does the title of the charge change your mind with accepting the terms of the disposition?
I'm not okay with any of this. That's why I have the medical card. I went to the doctor. I did all the stuff. If that's the best they're going to offer, then that's whatever. But no, I'm not happy with it.
Well,
there's nothing to do. That's going to affect my work and everything else.
If you didn't know, y'all stink. Okay.
Judge, I'm not going to do this here in open court. Let's bring Mr. Hunter back 2-4. He can come into the office and we'll have these discussions in my office.
All right, Mr. Hunter, we'll see you February 4th at 1:30. Give you an opportunity to ask any additional questions, Mr. Hill, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any objection, Mr. Miller?
I actually object to everything he's doing.
All right, I got a repeat visitor. What we got here? Oh, they brought you back. I don't know why. Mr. Prince. I think I almost got arthritis from you.
Oh my goodness. I know.
You know why? All these tickets.
I already know.
Listen to your turn. Just be quiet. Just listen. Yeah, I'm about to get a visit from Arthur up in here.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes.
How do we get his tether?
Oh, it's alcohol tether. Give me one moment.
I like a good up in here from the bench.
Okay, Mr. Prince, you have a lot of traffic matters in which you failed to appear in court for, sir. As a result of your failure to appear, warrants for your arrest were issued. The court's going to set aside these arrest warrants, give you a personal bond in each of these misdemeanor matters that carries a maximum penalty of up to 93 days in jail and or a $500 fine. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be against you. You have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed on your behalf. The tickets are P1444830, driving license suspended. Ticket SP10610821, driving license not valid. Ticket SP11210261, driving license suspended. Ticket P11649401, driving license expired, driving on the registered motor vehicle. Ticket P11671144, improper place, no insurance misdemeanor, driver license not valid. Ticket P11878884, improper place, driver license not valid, no insurance misdemeanor. Ticket P1239387, driver license suspended, no insurance misdemeanor. Ticket P1264931, driver license suspended, driving the rest of motor vehicle, no insurance misdemeanor. Ticket P1268247, driver license suspended, no insurance misdemeanor, driving the rest of motor vehicle. Ticket P1302649, driver license suspended. Ticket P1316229, improper place, no insurance misdemeanor. Ticket P1328154, driver license suspended. Ticket P1415259, driver license suspended, no insurance misdemeanor, improper place. Ticket P1431988, driver license suspended. I sound like a broken record now. P1450977, driver license suspended. Ticket P1472709, driver license suspended, expired plates. Ticket P1484662, driver license not valid, improper place, no insurance misdemeanor. Ticket P1508993, improper place, no insurance misdemeanor, driving the rest of motor vehicle. Ticket P1509050, driver license suspended. Ticket P1530423, driver license suspended. Ticket P1559913, driver license not valid, no insurance misdemeanor, driving the rest of motor vehicle. Ticket P1582730, driver license suspended, no insurance misdemeanor. Ticket P1585734, no insurance misdemeanor, driving while license suspended. Ticket P1590798, driving the rest of the motor vehicle. Ticket P1626629, driving license suspended. Ticket XSX380159001, driving license not valid. And finally, ticket 207208011, no operator's license on person. And all of these traffic matters, 51 of them to be exact, you get a personal bond, no dollar amount. Pre-trial will be February 13th. It's assigned to whoever's taking place of Judge Ruth Garrett for the docket. Now to your main matter. This is case number 2405822-501. Houston Mexican versus Raywan Prince. Appearances, please.
Your Honor, just let me confirm, is this the felony capias from Judge Robbins?
Well, I guess it started as a felony. It looks like it was, I think it may be reduced to a misdemeanor.
That's
and
correct.
a violation of probation, capias bond of $920.
That's correct.
So the case has been adjudicated.
Right, I understand that. Are you able to handle this case or not? Or did it have to go? Oh, you are? Okay. Lisa Coyle appearing on behalf of the people. And I mean by changing the bond, right?
I understand. So, Ms. Coyle, just so you know, we did file a motion and Judge Williams did say personal bond, but I know why you're asking. It does still say judge of record is Giles. So I don't know if it's gonna go back to Giles because of that. And so I know you're asking because if it's a felony, you don't appeal.
Well, for clarification, my understanding that Judge Robbins took the plea and he's the one that signed the capious bond. So my understanding, he'll go back to Judge Robbins.
That's correct.
For review.
You're on. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt anybody, but the ROA says Judge Giles, judge of record. And I know that when it says judge of record on the ROA on the top, then it has to go there. It says Judge Robbins was the judge, but judge of record Giles.
Judge Robbins reduced it to the misdemeanor.
Okay. Okay, go ahead. What's your bond argument?
No, I guess my question is, did this go back then to Judge Giles for a bond?
No, Judge Robbins. Judge Robbins has signed all the paperwork in the file in terms of probation orders, all the orders, including the capious orders. So I don't see why we go back to Judge Giles. That entry had to be, and the ROA had to be incorrect.
I guess that's why I'm asking, why is Judge Williams looking at it then?
So, Your Honor, if I may.
Everybody else is, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I understand, Ms. Coyle. I think because if it's gonna stay as a misdemeanor, then Ms. Coyle would be able to appear and argue bond is why she's asking. But if it's staying as a felony, whether it's Giles or Robbins, then I believe they can't appear, and that's why our motion's in.
Let me just say this. He's pled to a misdemeanor. I'm ready to rule on the bond. Can we just move forward?
Okay, so there's a motion in front of you that is signed for a personal bond. So I don't know if I argue using that or if the court is going to dismiss that and use a misdemeanor, Your Honor, because there's a signed order that got signed this morning.
By Judge Williams?
Correct, because Judge Williams.
Okay, well, I will adopt Judge Williams' recommendation. What's the dollar amount?
It is a $10,000 personal bond.
Okay, well, let's do that. Let's cut to the chase. $10,000 personal bond per Judge Williams.
Okay, I'm just going to put on.
Prince, go ahead, Ms. Coyle.
Okay, I'm just going to put on the record. I have no objection to, obviously, magistrate, if you have the authority to hear this in front of Judge Robbins' misdemeanor, make a bond recommendation. I have no objection to that. What I do object to, though, is that this case went to Judge Williams. If anybody, it should have went to Judge Robbins. That is my understanding. He is the judge of record, not Judge Williams. And in the event he's not available, it should have gone for, been put up for redetermination. That's my understanding of how the rule is. And so I'm just making an objection, but I will abide by what the court set the bail at. Thank you.
All right, $10,000 personal bond. Sir, just show for the January 16th review date for Judge Robbins, and February 13th for your ticket, sir.
Okay.
Your ticket file is ready. Oh my gosh. Step aside. I know you know. We all know by now. All right.
And Your Honor, is MDOC, like, are we doing that this morning or no? Because I know they added him. So we're ready to interview him if they're getting
I want to do him this afternoon.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
What's your name, sir?
My name is Mohammed Fofana.
Mohammed Fofana?
Yes.
All right, this is case number 250-551-5801. People say Michigan versus Mohammed Fofana. Appearances, please.
Jessica Scheib on behalf of Mr. Fofana, who is former reading understands his constitutional rights and stands mute.
Court a not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Fofana from the people.
Your Honor, what case is this? I'm sorry.
Mohammed Osmono, number 20 on page 1.
I don't have a docket with 20 on it. The docket I received did not have 20 on it, Your Honor. I don't know if
Okay.
Mr. Vincent got that, a different docket.
I'm with Lisa. I didn't receive one with the number 20.
So can we?
Okay.
Can I have the case number and I will prepare that, but ours is blank.
Okay.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
case number 250-551-5801. So how?
It's 25551. I'm sorry,
250-551-5801.
Oh, 58.
All right, DDC, when does he time out?
He was arrested on the 7th, Your Honor, at 1:35 a.m.
To this afternoon?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, we're gonna put him over to 2:30.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, Mrs. Coyle, Mr. Vincent, Ms. Douglas, just to include everybody. I have Aisha Moore, Devontae Cornelius, and Jaden Harville. Those are my 3 remaining cases. Is that
They're
what you
all
all have?
I do. I have all of them.
Okay.
Thanks,
All
Matt.
right.
Devontae Miles Cornelius.
Devontae Cornelius. All right, this is case number 250-551-5301. Peace of the Michigan versus Devontae Cornelius. Appearances, please.
Lisa Coyle appearing on behalf of the people.
Jessica Shive on behalf of Mr. Cornelius, who is formal reading, understands his constitutional rights and stands mute.
No, I'll talk about it later. Court will not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Cornelius. Bond recommendation from the people?
No objection to a 5,000 personal.
No objections.
$5,000 personal bond, Mr. Cornelius. While his case is pending, you're not possessing any handguns, firearms, or other dangerous weapons. Probable cause January 16th in front of Judge Kevin Robbins. Preliminary examination January 23rd in front of Judge Jefferson. Step aside, please.
Repeat the last court date, please.
Sorry?
Can you repeat the last court date, please?
January 16th, probable cause from the Judge Kevin Robbins. January 23rd, preliminary examination in front of Judge Jefferson.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Say your full name. Jaden Lee Harville.
All right, this is case number 250-551-5701. People say the Michigan versus Jaden Harville. Appearances, please.
Lisa Coyle appearing on behalf of the people.
Jessica Shive on behalf of Mr. Harville, who is formal reading, understands his constitutional rights and stands mute.
Court will not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Harville. Bond recommendation from the people.
No objection to 5,000 personal, Your Honor.
No objections, Your Honor.
$5,000 personal bond, sir. While his case is pending, you're not possessing any handguns, firearms, or other dangerous weapons. Probable cause January 16th in front of Judge Patricia Jefferson. Strike that. Probable cause January 16th in front of Judge Kevin Robbins. Preliminary examination January 23rd in front of Judge Jefferson. Step aside, please.
I'll meet you on the female side, Your Honor, with Ms. Ford.
What happened to is there a George Williams?
What number is he, Your Honor?
Never mind. Disregard.
We did him.
We did him?
Believe so. He's number 15.
That was Keon Williams. I have a George Williams. Okay, he's not on my docket. Don't worry.
Copy that. Meet you on the female
All
side.
right. All right. See you on the female side. I got a lot of explaining to do.
back to Magistrate Burton for a moment, please.
There he is.
I'm all done with her.
Okay. We're done. They found him.
They found him?
Did they find,
Oh, there he is.
okay.
Oh, they got him.
Okay.
Yeah. This is Mr. Mohammed Fofana.
You're right.
All right.
Okay.
Have a
pretty
good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, what's your name, sir?
Mohammed Fofana.
This is case number 250-551-5801. Pearson, Michigan versus Muhammad Fofana. Appearances, please.
Jennifer Douglas for the people, P72748.
Anybody, somebody.
Did you hear me? Jennifer Douglas for the people.
I heard you.
Oh.
On behalf of Mr. Fofana, Your Honor, waive the formal written stand he's been advised of.
All right, court are not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Fofana. Bond recommendation, Ms. Douglas.
Your Honor, Mr. Fofana, the people would ask for a bond of 25,000 cash as surety. Your Honor, we have a concern here in that Mr. Fofana is alleged to have chased a lady into this, well, across Woodward, but through traffic with a knife, Your Honor. So given that this is apparently somebody who she knows, and this is alleged to have happened in public, and that this complaining witness waved down the police, gave them the location where this is supposed to have happened. And when the police went there, apparently it's by a queue line stop, they
You can't do that, even in Detroit.
found Mr. Fofano there. So we have concerns about safety. That's why we're asking for that bond of 25,000 cash as surety. I did not see any priors from Mr. Fofano. But given the allegations we do have those concerns.
Mr. Reagan?
Judge, I would know no priors. It is a four-year felony, it is serious, Judge, but again, no prior. The record judge lives in the city, been here for the last 10 years, so he has ties here. He works as a driver, Judge. He works 7 days a week, Judge. He works 7 days a week.
Doing what?
Drive. Do you drive? You do Uber, Mr. Fofana? What do you drive? What do you drive exactly?
I do not drive.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Mr. Fofana, what do you do for a living?
Oh, I am I drive for a shop for a company.
That's what we just asked you.
Okay, yes. I mean, I drive, but I don't have a car. Yes, but I drive. That's what I
asked if you drive.
Yes, I get
Sir, he asked you if you drive. He didn't ask you if you had a car.
Yeah, I drive.
Okay, thank you. Are you a student at UDM?
Not right now. I'm not going to school right now.
High school graduate though, Judge. High school graduate. No contact with the complaining witness, no prior assessment.
You know, the facts of this allegations here just don't make any sense. I mean, I can't make heads or tails as to why anybody want to chase somebody with a knife in the middle of traffic. I don't, that doesn't make sense to me. And they seem to be, they know each other, but they had no relationship, but I don't know what precipitated this allegedly.
I don't even know who that person is.
Sir, you can barely understand the questions I'm asking you. So I'm saying, you know, these allegations don't make much sense to me.
Shut up, dummy.
At all. I'm going to give him a personal bond. Mr. Reagan, why should I not give him a tether?
Judge, I think that part of no contact is not going near a person that you may know where they are, know how to get to that person. These people are out and that's they know each other, so he's not gonna have contact with her. He's not gonna go near her. So I don't think there's a need for a tether to keep him away from the complaining witness, Judge. So I'm respectfully asking for no tether.
I'm gonna give him a $50,000 personal bond while his case is pending, sir. You're not to possess any handguns, firearms, other dangerous weapons or knives, no contact with Miss Holden. Part of me wanted to give you a tether on this, but because these allegations don't make much sense to me, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. Probable cause January 22nd, preliminary examination January 28th in front of Judge Taylor. Step aside, sir. All right, that concludes the docket. Everybody have a good day.
Have a good evening.
Thanks, TBC. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.
Always a great time. See you guys later.
Okay.
Nothing but the finest entertainment.
Thank you.
Oh, they got the order.
Yeah, just give it to me. All right, what's your name, please?
Ivory, IVRYDREN.
Thank you.
Vincent's here. It's about to get real.
All right, Ms. Green, we're going to start with some tickets where you missed some court dates. When you missed those dates, a judge issued an arrest warrant for you. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and if you cannot afford an attorney, the court will provide one for you. Do you understand those rights?
Yes.
1 second, and we'll give you a new date for these tickets.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. You called the case on Ms. Green.
Good, just doing the traffic tickets. Okay, Ms. Green, your first ticket is ticket number P 1090009 with a charge of possession of drug paraphernalia. Ticket P 1092093, disorderly public intoxication. P 1122261, possession of drug paraphernalia. And P 1574007, entering a vacant dwelling without owner's permission, possession of drug paraphernalia, and supplying false information to a police officer. These are all misdemeanor charges. Maximum penalty you face on each is up to 93 days in jail and or $500 fine. I'm going to set aside the arrest warrants, enter a not guilty plea on your behalf, and give you a personal bond. Your next court date is a pre-trial January 30th in front of Judge Perkins here in 36th District Court. Now you've got 3 other matters today, and they are 20-044074, 20-044952, and 20-046022. State of Michigan versus Ivory Green Council.
And all 3, and good to see you, Magistrate Boyer. Steve Benson, P 71917.
Justice Scheib, on behalf of Ms. Green, who is formal reading, understands her constitutional rights and stands you on all matters.
Thank you. Court will enter not guilty plea, at least as to, yeah, it looks like they all have capiases. 5,010, 5,010, and what is this one? 5,010. As to bond.
Magistrate, in the order that you ended up listing these cases, I have 4 failures to appear, 3 failures to appear, as well as 3 failures to appear. The 4074, she's had 2 failures to appear since October of last year. She's been through this multiple times where she fails to appear, a warrant's issued, converted to personal, only to fail to appear again at the next hearing, and then goes missing in action for a while, only to get arrested on the warrant, and we have to do this. So respectfully, because the multiplicity of the cases, as well as the large amount of capiases here, we're going to ask you to continue these. There really isn't too much other to say. This is a flight issue, and the only way to get her back to court apparently will be to continue these bonds.
And who's on defense?
Me.
Oh, so sorry.
I know, we switched it up, sorry. Your Honor, so that's correct. There are multiple capiases. However, all 3 matters are in front of Judge Bryan. The capiases, at least 2 of, so there's a capias and there's multiple capiases in each matter. At least 2 of them are on the same date in each one, if that makes sense. So I believe on October 11th, she missed in 2021, June 11th, 2024. So they're all on the same date because they're all scheduled in front of the same judge on the same date. So yes, she missed court, but it's not in all these different cases on different dates. Whatever the case may be, Your Honor, she understands she needs to make it to her court date. She said that she had a baby on July 20th, 2024. She had a lot of health issues. She went to the hospital June 10, 2024 for a week, St. John's Hospital. She's been in and out of the hospital. She was arrested during a traffic stop, not because she came in contact with the police. These are older misdemeanors that are still open because she hasn't made it to court. We understand that. We have updated contact information. Respectfully asking the court to consider personal bonds or leaving the bond as is. But any bond amount is going to be unaffordable to her, Your Honor. And she does have some health conditions.
Yeah, they're all from 2020, and let me see. One case, I would give her personal, maybe try it better. But then you got 3 cases, and she's going to be as multiple times. Place on one of these. Is there?
No.
Okay, does she have stable housing?
She does.
So.
If the court is considering putting a tether, I respectfully just ask the court to keep the bond as is and schedule it for a redetermination hearing if the court is not inclined to give personal without a tether.
Okay. I mean, I'm just concerned that she's not coming. She's probably not going to come. Well, here's what we'll do. On the case ending in 074, that'll be personal bonds, 5,000 personal. Case ending in 952. I'll leave the bond where it is, 5,000, 10%. And the case ending in 022 will be 5,000 personal. So for the one with the 10% bond, there'll be a bond redetermination hearing on Monday, January 13. And for all cases, there'll be a pretrial in front of Judge Bryant, January 23rd. Anything else for this record?
Judge Bryant, that should be fun.
Huh? I gotta fix $100. If not, I'm going to jail. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Can I say something, please?
You have every right to.
So, ma'am, this is your attorney speaking. You do have a right to speak, but anything you say can and will be used against you. As your attorney, I advise you not to speak, but you do have a right to speak.
Excuse me, sir, but I don't have $500 to pay at the moment. I do have kids. I have kids to attend to, sir. And they stay by themselves. I stay with myself. I'm saying I would do whatever I have
Now,
to
here's the
do.
deal. All these cases date back 4 years, 5 years. And you
Right,
haven't come down here. So listen to me. So you haven't come down here in 5 years to take care of these misdemeanor cases that could have been out of your life years ago. So we've got to do something to get you to be in court. And what we're going to do this time is set a cash bond. Now, you'll get a redetermination hearing Monday in front of Chief Judge McConico. He may change that to a personal bond.
But I have to go to jail. I'm going to jail because I don't have $500.
That's kind of the point. So show up for your next court hearing and then you won't be going to jail, all right?
Are you all set, sir?
I think so. Is that the end of the document?
Okay, good morning to you. Remind me of your name.
Candace Ward.
Ward?
Lord,
Lord.
Not Ward. Board of Commissioner of Police say Ward, but it's Lord.
Lord. So, Miss Lord, are you on the docket today?
On November 25th, when me and my lawyer were here, you with Otto and Visual scheduled, because he had another trial today.
Oh my God, she's nails on a chalkboard. Let's carry on.
But I just have a general question.
Okay.
Why would someone hand me personally while I'm standing here put February 10th? How can someone overrule you when you and my lawyer scheduled January 6th because he had a trial? Someone can think they can overrule a judge, just make a different February 10th, but
Did your lawyer agree to that?
Yes, you two agree.
To the February 10th?
No. On November 25th, pull up recording notes, you and my lawyer said January 6th, 9 o'clock, because he had another
Spell your
trial.
first name, please.
C is cat, A is apple, N is Nancy, D is dog, A is apple, C is cat, E is elephant. And last name Lord, and you want to really put my maiden name.
I have marked
C-Y-C-Y-K. That was just changed.
I have March the 10th as your court date. Hold on.
She just changed it.
Who changed it?
She
No,
just
she did
gave
not.
me a-
She did not just change it. She did
She
not
just
change
gave me the paperwork. Cause I got paperwork for February
Okay,
10th.
what's going on?
You wanna see the paperwork I was handed personally in this courtroom?
But she's saying what are you saying? Your date is what date is supposed to be?
If you pulled your notes with the recording, you and my lawyer personally, because he had another trial, you personally said, okay, January 6th, 9 o'clock. But give me a second. I was standing here personally, whoever handed me that date, they changed it to February 10th. How can someone that types
So how did
things
that
up
happen?
that same day?
I don't see that in here. I don't, you have the paperwork? I see on November the 25th that the trial date was scheduled for February 10th.
No.
This is what I'm saying, I'm seeing. Let's see what you have.
The discussion with my lawyer, because Mr. Dupree had another trial, he's very busy. So you personally said, okay, January 6th at 9 o'clock, because he had another trial. I don't own no car.
I understand, I understand. But what I'm asking you is, do you have the paperwork saying that it was that date?
I had the
You said that
paperwork,
they
I got
didn't.
it at home, but I can come back down here.
Why
It's
can't we do
very
this February 10th?
irritating when people, what you say, they think they can overrule you.
Why is it to February 10th? Why is it blocked February 10th?
Because you're doing a vacation administration.
No, I'm not going on vacation February 10th. It's supposed to be 2nd through the 8th.
Let's see, because I think I got.
I got the one for February 10th when I was personally handed on November 25th, when you and my lawyer personally, let's pull the video, made a deal saying, okay, January 6th, 9 o'clock, because he had a trial.
Judge. So that's why it's moved to March.
Call Dupree.
I did, I didn't get an answer.
All right. We'll figure it out. Are we ready on anybody? Let me get Attorney Dupree in here. We're waiting on a lawyer anyway. Let me get Attorney Dupree in here, Ms. Lord.
He's somewhere in the building.
We'll find him.
She tried to find him.
Mr. Applebaum, are you ready? All right. Well, what is you have an issue with, you want this done? I know you want this resolved.
I need this is not on my driving record.
This is not on your driving record.
And when you pull up your criminal history, that ticket shows up.
Yeah, that would be, but
that will ruin my disability.
It won't ruin your disability if it's just an allegation. It's not ruining your disability now. You're saying it would ruin your disability if you were found guilty of it, right?
I already proved to you 2 years of no drugs. I can sit around anyone and I do nothing.
No, I'm not saying, I'm not saying that, Ms. Lord. I'm saying that you are, I know you want some resolution to this, but what is the issue? If it's March, we can get it quicker than March. Can we get it into January? I want to speak to Mr. Dupree to make sure his schedule is.
Check with Dupree to see how his schedule.
Can we do not do the first week of March? It's my birthday.
Let me see if I can get you sooner. I'm gonna talk to Mr. Dupree to see his schedule. If his schedule is okay, we can get you in a couple of weeks. We just gotta give the officer.
Well,
Oh shit, she's busy the first week of March. You got to be kidding me.
I did on November 25th. Your verbal speaking, whoever typed it out with his schedule in his computer was January 6th, but yet she handed me February 10th. How can she type anything she wants?
No, she's not
over
typing
you?
anything she wants. She's not typing anything she wants.
She didn't listen to
Well,
what
listen,
you
listen,
said.
listen.
Yes,
If at most it was a misunderstanding, okay? She's not typing anything she wants. So if it was a misunderstanding, then that's what we'll call it, a misunderstanding. And we'll leave it at that. Now, what we'll try to do, what we'll try to do is we'll try to get Mr. Dupree in here and to find out his schedule, and we can see when we can, as soon as we can get some resolution.
I only have one question.
What's that?
If we can't get this, don't do March.
All right.
First week of March, that's my birthday. Someone's taking me to Chicago.
All right. Congratulations.
Oh,
All right. No, we'll try to do it sooner than that. All I'm gonna do is wait on Mr. Dupree
Well, happy birthday.
to see how soon.
You know, every time
I thought you only had one question.
No, this is a fact. Every time I get handcuffed in
Nothing like celebrating 88 in the Windy City.
35 years, first ticket I got, I was locked in, they had to cut and save me, but yet they arrested me. Then I had another one with the school, I won that. Sterling Heights, let's go back 35 years with a major dope deal. I won that. It was dismissed. I'm getting tired.
Okay.
Every time I walk in, I'm getting tired of 9 Princeton putting handcuffs on me, and I'm winning. That's harassment.
I understand your pain. All right, let me take care of Miss Amanda Lee, City of Detroit.
Sorry for that. You get
just relax.
So much.
Just relax for a minute, okay? Have a seat.
I should have
Miss
a lawsuit.
Miss Laura, relax for a second. City of Detroit versus Officer Whitehead is here. This is the City of Detroit versus Lester McKinley Lee. Case numbers SP 1624944 counts 1 and counts 2. SP 1624981. SP 1624981. Appearance for the record, please. Mr. Barry.
Howard S. Berry Jr. on behalf of the defendant. State your full name, Mr. Lee.
Lester McKinley Lee.
Morning to you, sir. Corporal Whitehead, are you in the room? Let's see, Corporal Whitehead was here. Have them as joined on time. I don't know where he went. All right, he's there, he's just not responding. Mr. Berry, speak to Mr. Lee. You may have to speak to Mr. Bowman about it as well. Give Mr. Lee an offer. If he doesn't like the offer, we'll hold the trial. All right, Mr. Lee, we'll join the room and speak to Mr. Berry, please.
Yes, it's saying something about a breakout room.
Yes. Mr. Berry, are we ready on Lester Lee?
Ready, Your Honor.
Let's go back on the record with Mr. Lester McKinley Lee. Mr. Lee, I'm giving you an opportunity to speak to counsel. What's your client want to do?
Your Honor, My client would avail himself of the people's current offer, which is to have him plead failure to secure a loan on the basis of a 3-month delayed sentence, as well as the open alcohol in a vehicle as a passenger. The remaining matters to be dismissed.
Are you gonna have to quiet that phone down, Mr. Lee?
Yeah, yes, Your Honor. It didn't belong to me. Somebody else is taking care of it because I'm kind of antiquated with this technology, and my daughter's assisting me all of the way with this.
You want to take the deal? This is open alcohol in a motor vehicle passenger.
Yes, I mean, the way it was presented to me, Your Honor, I just don't see, no sense in continue to prolong this. It's difficult for me to even attend these sessions without the knowledge on doing so and stuff. And, I just got to accept the responsibility. The same way that I took responsibility of the vehicle, I got to accept the responsibility of what transpired while it was in my possession.
I want to dumber down the ticket. I want to fight that.
Ms. Cameron spoke to Ms. Munoz, Mr. Munoz, and said that it was a dismissal.
Ms. Cox. What is tarp load, Mr. Barry?
Well,
is that a point ticket?
I do not know, but it is part of the dismissal. It is to be dismissed.
The tarp load or secure load?
No, the tarp load is being dismissed. The secure load reduced to a 3-month delayed sentence.
And all this happened on the same occurrence?
Yes, sir.
Well, the open alcohol is a passenger's a 2-point offense. You understand that, Mr. Lee?
Yes, Your Honor.
Gonna be a $240 fine.
Yes, I'll just need, time to pay it because, I only live on a disabled veteran's pension. So,
Why don't you go to Veterans Court then?
Huh?
Why don't you go to Veterans Court?
For the ticket?
Yeah.
I didn't know I could. Like I said, this all happened, Your Honor, spontaneously.
Don't say too much.
Yes, sir.
Do you want to go to Veterans Court?
No, like I said, I'd rather go on and expedite this matter because I already got some serious things I'm dealing with at the onset of this new year. And, it involved my home and stuff. So I just want to expedite this and get it behind me.
Well, listen, I understand that you got other serious things going on, but you're a veteran. You've been through a lot of serious stuff and you're still here.
Yes, sir.
So I know everybody's, I can only imagine that the serious stuff you're going through has to deal with money, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And if Veterans Court can do a better job for the cases and the money because you've served our country honorably, why wouldn't you take the time to go over there?
Well,
if you don't want to go, you don't have. I can't make you go, but yeah, I'm trying to understand the logic.
No, it's not that I don't want to go. I just want to, like I say, get this matter resolved, you know, in the best way that
Okay, he is sweet.
I can. And it seems like that I'm, you know, in
And the judge is appropriately charmed by him.
position that I have to accept the responsibility of what took place because the truck was left in my responsibility.
Listen. You just said I want to try to get this done in the best that works out for you, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I'm thinking, I'm trying to send you to Veterans Court because that's probably going to be the best thing for you. That's why we have it.
There's no excuse for this shit, Brecken.
Well, if that's possible, Your Honor, I've never been to a Veterans Court before, but you know, I don't know how it works or what's the existing procedure, but I'm willing to try it.
All right, let's get Veterans Court over here. Get somebody. All right, we'll pass the matter. All right. All right, Mr. Yancey. Good morning to you. Let's go back on the record with Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee, I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself. So just hit the button. You can do it. You can just hit the button. It says unmute. Hit the button. Mr. Lee's he's used to having servants and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Lee, Mr. Yancey, good morning to you. Can you put your appearance on the record, please, and Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year, Your Honor. Kenneth Yancey on behalf of Specialty Court, Your Honor.
All right, we have Mr. Lee, who is a veteran, and he wants to speak to you. And he's got a few cases. He was going to take a plea today, but once we learned that he was a veteran, I felt that it would be prudent to get you into and have him talk to you. So talk to Mr. Yancey. He's an expert in what he does, Mr. Lee, and he can explain everything to you, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, now you're gonna have to join this breakout room. Hit the button, just hit join. He did it? He did it. Very good. Okay, let's go back on the record with Mr. Lester Lee. Mr. Lester Lee, I've given you an opportunity to speak to Mr. Yancey from Specialty Court. How was the conversation?
Oh, the conversation was enlightening, but I don't meet their criteria. He told me that their court is more garnered toward veterans with a substance abuse, and I told him I don't have that problem.
Mr. Bowman, so we have, all right, let's go ahead and continue to take Mr. Berry was the one that worked this out for you.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And did you raise your right hand? Did I swear you in?
Yes, I have it up now as well, Your Honor.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
All right. And Mr. Yancey, can you put your appearance on the record, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Kenneth Yancey on behalf of Specialty Court, Your Honor.
And that is correct with his understanding, Mr. Lee's understanding is correct. You got to be a substance abuser veteran?
I was just explaining to him that, you know, part of our criteria is screening and some form of treatment usually. If he doesn't have any of those criteria, there's, he can be helped through Veterans Court without being in Veterans Court. And that's probably the best avenue for Mr. Lee.
That's probably the best avenue with these cases, correct? I mean, Mr. Lee. You know, he said they can help you over there.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't meet their criteria, and
he's saying there's something else, Dad.
you know, I'm just trying to expedite this in the most expedient way possible.
We're gonna expedite it
Your
for
Honor.
him, man. Mr. Yancey, I appreciate you showing up. I appreciate it, and I'm good to see you. Happy New Year too.
Yeah, Happy New Year anytime, Your Honor.
All right. Who else was gonna say something? Let me, Mr. Lee, you understand that the maximum possible penalty for this offense is 93 days in jail and/or $500 in fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Do you understand that you have an absolute right to a trial?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Berry, did he go over your other advice or rights with you in the breakout room?
Yes, he did, Your Honor.
And you understood those rights?
Yes, I did.
Do you have any questions about those rights?
No, I don't.
Do you know by taking this deal, you're going to give those rights up?
Yes, I do.
Has anyone offered you anything other than what's been stated in the record?
No, they haven't, Your Honor.
All right, let me draw your attention back to September 19th, 2024, around 10:40 p.m. in the city of Detroit, in the area of McNicholson or Merton Road. Did you have an occasion on that day to come encounter with the Detroit Police Department?
Yes, I did.
Were you operating this 2006 Chevrolet?
Yes, I was, Your Honor.
Was that a pickup truck?
Yes, sir.
And did you have something on the back of that truck there?
Yes, sir.
And did something fall off, or what happened?
No, sir, nothing fell off. I was just taking the liberty to pull over to inspect the load as I had all the way in procession to where I was going. I didn't go out any main streets. I took the side streets, and when I was forced to turn on to the main street, I was also turning right there off of 3rd and McNicholas to check the load, as I did periodically all the way in process to where I was going, because, you know, I only had some tie downs on it.
So what is this failure to secure load? What is this?
The officer suggested that I should have had a tarp.
Mr. Lee, hold on a second.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Corporal Whitehead, are you there?
Your Honor, I can contact Corporal Whitehead.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here, Your Honor.
What is this failure to secure load?
The failure to secure the load, he had a lot of stuff on the truck. It wasn't secure. All he had to do was hit him up, and all that stuff would have been in the middle of the street. That's why I wrote that violation. He didn't have anything tarped down, you know, strapped down or tarped down. I did advise him of that. I told him if he took pictures of it, show me in court, I wouldn't have a problem dismissing it.
Well, why would he have to show you pictures? You saw it.
Oh, absolutely. But I told him if he strapped it down, take pictures of it. Once we get to court, you know, you see what I'm saying, Your Honor? Once we get to court,
so you gave him a chance to go where he need to go to strap it down and then tarp it, and you were going to take his word for it and dismiss it that way.
Absolutely. If he'd have showed me, yes. I've had an encounter with Mr. Lee before, and I gave him a break.
So, Mr. Lee, what's going on? You say all this about I was going on the side street. You know what that indicates to me, Mr. Lee?
Yes, sir. It indicates that, I'll say, I knew that the load wasn't totally stable. I only had some tie downs on it. But when the officer pulled behind me and flicked me, he told me that I was failure to secure the load. And after that, I looked in the back of Mr. Pope's truck, and I did find some additional straps and tie it down before I proceeded on to the salvage location.
Okay. So, but you didn't tarp it up or anything right there?
No, I didn't tarp it. I just put some more straps on it. I didn't have a tarp.
But again,
in
you
his vehicle.
telling me that you riding all up side streets, and when you had to hit 6 Mile, you didn't want to hit 6 Mile because you knew
I had
to go down there like you was supposed to.
You're exactly right, Your Honor. I didn't want to go out 6 Mile because 6 Mile is actually very adjacent to where I live on Parkside. But I took the side streets because
you were
I
trying
just wanted to be cautious.
You were trying to take the path of least resistance.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And now, all right, all of that's okay. Okay, I can get you didn't strap it down right. You know, he's even in Mr. Corporal Whitehead is a fair man. I've always known him to be fair. And he's even trying to saying, hey, you can strap the load down and just take a picture of it. You could have took a picture of the load on another day and sent it to him. And he probably
if I
wait, let me no. Let's get to this alcohol in this car.
Yes, sir.
That wasn't Mr. Polk's, was it?
Yes, it was. Everything in the vehicle was his. I didn't have time to get anything, Your Honor, except take the keys from him in front of my house when the EMS took off, and then I just proceeded on. I didn't check the vehicle. Hey, as the officer gave me the tickets for, I didn't have no registration, no paperwork or nothing. Only Mr. Pope's keys. And I just proceeded on. That's it.
And what kind of alcohol was in there?
Just beer. That's what he drinks is beer. Yes, sir.
Was it open?
Yeah, I guess it was an empty bottle with just residue in it. Just it wasn't even a swallow of beer. The officer had me to take it off of the door, step away from the vehicle, and he photographed it himself.
Mr. Corporal Whitehead.
Yes, sir. Your Honor, let me say this, Your Honor. It was more than a swallow. Like I said, I had encounter with Mr. Lee in the past. I've gave him a break. I've seen his open alcohol in the car, and I'm looking at him on the passenger side where he's the driver. And I'm like, wait a minute, man, you can't be driving with open alcohol in the car. Come on, man, step out the car. He stepped out, and I told him to pour it out. He cooperated and poured the beer out.
He didn't say it was Mr. Polk's then, did he?
I don't remember him saying it was Mr. Pope's. I'm looking at him, and it's on his side, which in arm's length. So, I gave him a benefit of the doubt by not impounding the vehicle or any of that because he didn't have any paperwork. So I had to do extra steps to find out whose vehicle it was.
Okay, this guy's likable. These aren't the crimes of the century, but the cop is doing the right thing here for the safety of people. You gotta secure the load, and you can't be drinking and driving. I mean, that's all there is to it. He doesn't want to. He likes him, all of that. But honestly, this is the right thing happening.
So Mr. Lee, was it your beer or not?
No, it wasn't, Your Honor. It was other empties in the back of that vehicle, Your Honor. Once I took that load to the yard, I brought that man's vehicle back to my home, parked it on the side, and got in my own truck and went up to the hospital and got this information because that was what was part of the directive the last time when I was supposed to initially start this case in the court. And I went up there and made copies of all of this information. And just like I said, it was several empties and other stuff in this vehicle. I could not tell you exactly too much or nothing that was in the vehicle when I took possession of it and took off. And because I wasn't worried about none of that, I was just trying to take my time going down the side streets to get that stuff where it needed to go, then do exactly what I did, bring that man's truck back to my house, and then I got in my own truck and went to Henry Ford.
Why do he keep calling me? I am on Zoom.
All right. Well, I had to find you guilty because you admit that it was some alcohol in the vehicle.
Yes, sir.
Because and no matter whose it is your responsibility to make sure that there's no open containers of alcohol in any vehicle that you're driving, no matter whose vehicle it is.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna find you guilty of the amended count of open alcohol passenger. And I'm gonna find you guilty as charged to the failure to secure a load. What I'm gonna do is I'm only gonna fine you for one. I'll put no fine for the failure to secure a load. And I'll fine you. Go ahead.
Your Honor, as to the failure to secure a load, that's on the basis of a 90-day suspended sentence.
All right, so what I'll do is I won't fine you for the open alcohol in the motor vehicle passenger. I will fine you for the failure to secure load, $240, and I'll give you 90 days to pay it. You said you're on a fixed income. And
yes, sir. I'll pay it next month at the beginning of the month, February.
All right, come back, review on April the 3rd, 2025 at 8:25 a.m. Pay it at any DivDat kiosk in the city of Detroit. I'm told you can upload the DivDat app to your phone, or you can come down to the courthouse and pay it in person. The two other matters will be dismissed. All right?
Yes,
All
Your
right.
Honor.
All
So
right.
that'll
All right.
be $240.
240. The other two will be dismissed, and then I'll close out the open alcohol motor vehicle passenger, and you'll have the 2 points on your license. All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I'll pay that at the DivDat kiosk the beginning of the month when I receive my pension.
All right. If there's nothing further, be safe out there, Mr. Lee. Happy New Year, and of course, Mr. Whitehead, you be safe, and you have a happy New Year.
Yes, sir. You have a happy New Year and a blessed one as well.
All right, Mr. Lee, take care, brother.
All right, you as well, and stay safe out there.
Okay, now.
April the 3rd, Mr. Lee, come on back and let's make sure that's paid off.
Yes, sir. He said April the 3rd, right?
April the 3rd. All right, let's. That gets me down to Robert Lee.
Yes.
Now you're ready. Now you're up, Mr. Lee.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I got Lee and Lee. What is your middle name if you have one, Mr. Lee?
Edward.
And good morning to you.
Good morning, sir. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Oh. What's your date of birth?
10/26/64.
This is the city of Detroit versus Robert Edward Lee, case number B12-996-723, B12-996-823, B12-996.
This better get worse.
6923. Strike that. SP 1034025 counts 1, counts 2, and counts 3. SP 1132881.
I'm only here for
3. Hold on. Wait a minute. Am I doing this or are you doing this?
That's
1132883 counts 1, 2, and 3. SP 1634791 20397657 counts 1 and counts 2. Appearance for the record, please, Mr. Berry.
Elwood S. Berry Jr. on behalf of the defendant. State your full name, sir.
Robert Lee.
That's for purposes of arraignment on the warrants, counselor.
Your Honor, we would waive the reading of the information and stand mute.
And we'll enter a not guilty plea on his behalf. We'll give him a $0 bond. So here's the deal, Mr. Lee. We're going to treat it like a one-stop shop, right? Now, I can't expedite things in that way. That all of these cases, you're only here on the docket for one case of show cause. All these other cases are in warrant status. And we're gonna treat it like a one-stop shop so that when you're done, whatever date that is, you'll have all of this stuff resolved and you'll know what the outcome is on it, all right?
Can I ask a question? Because I don't even understand. I don't know what's going on. I don't have any warrants. I don't know of any warrants. Where do I get warrants from? What am I being charged with? I have no.
All right, so let's run it down. So we won't waive the formal reading. We'll read the formal reading into the record. So we have V cases: dog restraint, failure to vaccinate dog, and no dog license. Those are 93-day misdemeanors, and or $500 in fines, the maximum possible penalty for those offenses. We have, and you can write this down, Mr. Berry. So that's 3 dog cases: dog restraint, failure to vaccinate, no dog license. We have a driving while license suspended repeat offender, unregistered untitled motor vehicle misdemeanor, and a no insurance misdemeanor. Those are 93-day misdemeanors, maximum possible penalty or $500 in fines. We have a improper plate misdemeanor, an unregistered untitled misdemeanor, and a driving while license suspended misdemeanor. Those are also 93-day misdemeanors, maximum possible penalty or $500 in fine. We have a loitering ticket. That would be probably a 90-day misdemeanor and a maximum of $500, and a license improper and a no insurance misdemeanor, maximum possible penalty of 93 days in jail and or $500.
And all the
hold on a second, please. Can you just listen?
I don't know when any of these occurred, sir. You're naming like 15 things. I have a clean record. I don't understand where 1,000 cases came from, and I don't drive. I don't drive.
You're Robert Edward Lee, October 26, 64, correct?
And I don't drive. I'm disabled, sir.
Okay. On the first set, on SP 103-4025, counts 1, 2, and 3. The allegation was made October 16, 2019. That's the driving while license suspended, repeat offender, unregistered, untitled, and no insurance misdemeanor. On the SP 1132883, counts 1, 2, and 3, improper plates, unregistered, untitled, and driving while license suspended. The allegation was made on November the 5th, 2020, at around 4:44 p.m. in the city of Detroit, in the area of 7 Mile and Huntington. On the loitering ticket, that was made on October 27, 2024, around 7:05 p.m. in the area of 7 Mile and Kenfield in the city of Detroit. The driving while license improper and no insurance misdemeanor 2039767 counts 1 and counts 2. The allegation was made on 9/29/2020 at around 1:14 a.m. in the city of Detroit, in the area of McNichols and Evergreen. On the dog tickets, B tickets. I'll just put it there. B tickets were made, the allegations were made on 9/8/2023 at 10 a.m. in the city of Detroit at 20083 Graydale Avenue. That's a dog restraint, failure to vaccinate, and no dog license. You also have a failure to yield right away. You owe $210 on a civil infraction. Riding a moped on the sidewalk, 168. Defective brakes, 294. You also have an improper display of plate, 180. We're not even discussing these tickets because these tickets are long been in default. I'm just giving you what's all on your record. You have an expired plate, 228, a no proof of insurance of 288. That 288 is blocking him from getting a driver's license.
License. I never, that's what I'm saying. I have been getting things from IRS saying that some people have been using my identity, but I don't drive, sir. But we'll take care of it after this, but I drive. All of these came from one thing that I.
If you can just stop talking.
You were letting me talk. I've
already heard you. So you got to understand how this works, Mr. Lee. It's a process and a procedure. Now, what I told you was the allegations that were made against you, okay? And I ran those down for you. You didn't let me finish the other stuff, but I'm not going to go there anymore. I'm done with that. Now, you indicated to me that there's potential that you didn't do this stuff, that you had somebody using your name and you have IRS paperwork and stuff like that. Well, what that's called your defense. So what we have to do is we have to give the officer an opportunity to come in here and tell his side, and then you come in here and tell your side. And now is not the time to do that. But based on what you just told me, I can set you a trial date. I can also get you an appointed attorney if you need to. What would you like to do?
I would like an appointed attorney because this is the first time I knew of these things. That's all I'm saying. So that was I had a clean record. I was just expunged. I had a clean record.
He just keeps on talking. You just keep on talking. You got diarrhea of the mouth.
You just asked me, sir. You just asked me. I just was saying.
Ask you. All I ask you is, what do you want to do? Do you want a trial date? You go into all this about, I got my record expunged. So all of this, I mean, we're not even there. We're not even talking about that.
I'm surprised of all of these things you're reading off. That's all I'm saying. I'll tell you this.
Sometimes people do get tickets in other people's names and do that. Sometimes that does happen. A lot of times is that person's tickets, they forgot about them. I don't know what the case is in your case, Mr. Lee. I just don't know. I wasn't there. I didn't make the allegation. All right. I'm just here to give you a fair day in court. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I need a good phone number from you, please.
Hi. Area code 313-399-8578.
8578. What I need you to do, I'm gonna mark the file, need an appointed attorney. I'm gonna set a pre-trial date of January 31st, 2025 at 8:30. I'm also gonna keep it on trial on February 28th, 2025 at 9 a.m. You need to answer the calls you don't recognize. One of those calls should be that appointed attorney. If you don't hear from that appointed attorney by January 31st, we're going to appoint one to you on the spot. We'll get one in here right on that day. If you don't have an attorney, so we can keep this thing moving. And then you can put up whatever kind of defense you and your attorney come up with, all right? And I'm here to listen to it, all right?
That's January 31st at what time?
At 9 a.m. January 31st at 30. And then the February 28th at 9 a.m. Do you have any further questions, sir?
No. I'm scared to ask anything. You seem to get mad.
Why are you scared to ask? You can ask. You just don't have to go into all of your defenses and I didn't do it and I don't need to hear all that.
This is what I'm saying is that I've never heard of any. I've never gotten a ticket or nobody's ever told me I had anything. Even when they took me to jail, they never said I had any case. They told me I had one thing out of Oak Park. They said I need to go take care of it. But the rest of my record was clean. That's why I'm so surprised. But now that you're saying it's not, I do understand I got to do other things. But I'm just saying I've never gotten any papers, anything from courts, anything from anybody. This is the first time I'm hearing all of these cases. And all my dogs are vaccines and everything. So I have that paperwork. I don't understand how that could even come up. But okay, but I'm ready now. I'll see you on the 31st, and I'm surprised. I'm totally surprised. From one laundering thing that they sent me, they saying show cause, and I was in jail. And so I'm showing here today to show cause, and then you just read off like 15 different things. And I'm like, wait a minute, where did all of this come from? So that's all it was. I'm just surprised. I have a clean record. I don't understand where it's come from. I'm not a criminal.
All right. Do we believe this guy? Is somebody else like racking up tickets in his name, or is it him and he's just BSing everybody? I gotta know.
That's it. I won't say nothing else. I'm just surprised. It's shocking.
You got it off your chest?
It's shocking. I got
Done?
it, sir. I understand.
All right, so listen, I'm gonna definitely remember Mr. Robert Lee, because he's so shocked and surprised. We're gonna see what happens on the 28th. I'm sure all my YouTube fans are gonna be watching that too. We're gonna see what happened on the 28th. All right, Mr. Lee?
Which one is the 28th? Which one is that for?
Trial day, that's when we get down to the nitty gritty about whether Mr. Lee was driving them cars up on 7 Mile, all up and down 7 Mile with no license. That produce quarter. All right.
If he is, you're gonna have body cam of all this stuff, probably.
All right.
Okay. All right. Come back the 31st first. All right.
Yes.
Have a great day, sir. Best of luck to you. All right. Happy New Year.
He's saying he called for some veterans court. He's
all right. You're free to leave.
This guy's still on.
You're free to stay if you want to.
Oh no, I'm leaving. I'm trying to. I don't know how to work this. I'm leaving.
You've been to court though. You've been to court, so you know how it works.
I've never been on this. What are you talking about? I've never ever had it. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sitting here telling you I've never got these guys. I don't know what you're talking about, but we'll find out. I don't know trying to work it.
All right, Mr. Lee. Have a great day, sir.
Ah, there you have it. There you have it. Thank you, Brecken. That was a long one. That was a long one. I didn't even look at it. I just downloaded it and thought, yeah, it's a lazy Saturday. Let's do it. But it was a lot of fun. Thank y'all for coming out. I appreciate it. I'll see y'all soon.